to my channel and thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're going to enjoy this tutorial. It's going to be a very easy one. So let's start. This is the base for the folio and I'll give you the measurements. In camera, in the width we do have 11.5 inches, and then I just use the whole piece. That is 8.25. I score at 4 3/4 and 5.5. This is the one side. I'll have to get something. Focus, focus, focus. Yeah. Let me get something else. Hope it's going to stay in focus now. Let's do that one. This piece, it is 8 inches in the width and then 8.25. I score it 1 inch and 1 7/8 of an inch. And these two, we will join them together. I've put some score tape on the back. My score tape is 3/8 of an inch. And let's put them on. Just gonna roll that point in. I went over. Now, if you do struggle to have this straight, you can use your scoreboard. And let me grab my scoreboard. And then you butt it up to this top there, or you can butt it up to that side. Okay, that's what I mean, your scoreboard. And let's do this. Now, I'm not going to turn it like that. I want this. Oh, let's do it that way. I want this score line there. I want that to be next to that score line. I did have that a little bit wider, so there's more paper there. And okay, now let's do it this way. Okay, and then I'll just line it up. If you line it up at the bottom, you should be fine at the top. And I put it next to my score line. And done. Okay, so that is the base. And let's start finish on the score lines. Really, this is so easy, and yet it is very beautiful. Let's turn. I need to have it straight onto the sides. And make sure. Okay, so that is your base. How easy was that? Really? That is our base. Now for all the inserts. Let's start with that. So our first cuts that we are going to make, just putting that there so that it can stay in focus. The camera doesn't like the white paper. This is the first that we are going to cut. It's 6.5 by 8.25, and I score 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch, and that I finished on the score lines. On top of here, we're going to have, this is 4 3/4 that way, 4¾ by 6, and I score at 1/2 inch. The next one, it's 4½ by 6, and I scored at 1/2 inch. And we fold the flips in, and they are going to come on top, and they're going to come on top there. That is the 2 that we will put onto this page. So I'm going to start putting mine on. I'm going to glue it on, and I'll show you when I'm done. And this is what it looks like. Okay, it's got the 2 flaps, and we put that aside. Then we're going to have this one. This one, we do have it in 7¼ by 8¼ I score on 6 and 6¼ and this is going to be in the folio onto the right hand side. So let's burnish these score lines. I know it's hard to burnish on the smaller one, but I'm sure you can do it. And that is how it looks. Okay. Now I've got the folio here, and this one that we're going to put that in on the folio. I'm going to start doing that, and it's going to come close to this score line, the second score line. I'm going to get it as close as I can, and that is how it's going to work. Let's do that. That is, I do have it in, and just likes to burnish that very good. And that is how it's going to look. That's going to be fold to that side. This one that we've done, that we've put these 2 on top, comes onto this one here that folds out. And we're going to just glue it on top of this fold out here. Let me do that. Right, so let's check. It opens like that. Then it comes to this side, and then it goes to that side. Right, this one over here, we are going to leave this. Come on, camera. We're going to leave this as is for now, and we're going to start working on this side. We do have these 2, and this is the ones. This one measures 5¾ by 5¼ and this one is 5¾ by 4¼ 4¾ sorry. So they're just gonna go on like onto the side, and this one onto this side here. Doesn't matter which way you want it on top. Let's glue that down. Okay, I do have it in. I've put it close to the edge here, and put that one close to the edge there. Right, so our first page is done. We're going to carry on with the inside. So it's on the base. We're going to do that now. Right, for our middle, this is what we need. 1, sorry, I had a cough attack. We need 1, 6, 5, 8, and 8 1/4. I score it at 1/2 inch and 5/8 of an inch. Then we do have 6 1/2 by 8 1/4 and score at 1/2 inch. And then this one, it is 6 in the length and it is 8 3/4, score 1/2 inch and then 1 notch on. That will be 5/8 of an inch. This one, it's gonna be 8 3/4, the same as that one, but it's just got 1 score line. And let's burnish on the score lines, and then we can place it in the folio on the main page, the base. Let me do mine and then I can show you when I'm done. Right, let me show you. I've done the one, and that's how it works. The 2 long ones comes down on the bottom and the top. And then there's the one with a 1 score line. And then the one with the 2 score lines comes over. You need to have that little bit of play. So when you put your photos on, it's gonna be of a lift that you don't squash it. So that is the middle one. And let's come to this side. This side, it is as easy. Let me grab it all together. And let me show you. We do have this one. It's a 6 by 6, score at 1/2 inch. This is 5 3/4 by 6 and score that at 1/2 inch. 6 3/8 by 6 and I score that 1/2 inch. And this one, it is 6 by 7. The 7 side, you're going to score 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. So you have a little bit more play to lift off your photos. And let's burnish that. This is just, if I need some closure, I do have this as well. This is basically all the offcuts. I will put that aside for now, and then we can start with this. Well, you know, it's up to you how you want to do this. Just needs to burnish on this one. You know, the way to position them in onto this page. That one, that is all little fold outs, and this one with a 2 score line is going to go on of all of it. Right, let's just do that. Let's do this side, and I'll show you when I'm done. Right, I've glued mine on, and this is what it looks like. I've tried to put that one a little bit from the top So when I do put that one on there, then there's enough space for the flap. And then I've just put this one the same, that there's enough space for the flap on this side. So that was the smallest one. Then I put the bigger one on, then this one, and then the one with the 2 score lines, it's my top one. Now, if I need any closure for all of this, I can. I still got a lot here that I can use for that. And let's go through the album. Not the album, the folio. And that is what it looks like from the top. And it will open up like that. Okay, so this is the base of it. On here, you can decide if you want to do pockets on your pages, like this one. If you want to put a pocket on there, you can do that. But basically, this is the start. It's the base of the album. Not album, the folio. You know what I mean. I will still work on this one. I've got some offcuts here that I can use, and I'm gonna make a few pockets, not a lot, but I will put some pockets in. I do like my pockets. I will show you when I've done that all. So all that I've done is I've made a pocket for this page here, and I glue the one side on, and we can do the rest. All I've done is put a little line of glue at the bottom, and we put some glue on the flap, and I'll bring it over and I lined it up. Let me. And that is my pocket. So the pocket on here was just really off-cut things. My pocket measures 3 inches and then 7, score half an inch, or just make sure it fits onto your page. And that is the pocket. Then I do have the closure here. That's why I decided I'm going to put a pocket on that one, so the closure can come onto the pocket. Also, just an offcut piece, and I can measure it for you. It is 4.5, and the width is 2 inches. It's nearly 2.5 inches. And I did do 2 score lines, and that is the closure for that one there. And then I do have a little one that's also really an offcut piece for these two, because I think they will open when you do that. So that's why I decided I'll do this one, and I'll glue it onto this page. And I also have got 2 score lines there just to hold this two together. And yes, that is this tutorial. Very, very easy. My folio is finished, and let me show you what I've done. All I add is a little bit of Capure lace and some bling bling, and on this side as well. And then I have got some stickles, and I've put some stickles on. I don't know if you can see. There is the stickles. And I have closure with magnets. Let's go inside and I can show you. This is, oh, the sun. This is what's happening in my craft room with the sun in the winter. I've got Velcro dot, that's closure, made a pocket on top of this fold out. This is from the ephemeras. I left that side white, and this opened, that opened, and that opened, and this is just a little tuck spot for your photos. All the insides, I left them all white. The middle, I've got this closure with a magnet, and then it opens up, and that opens up. You can place a nice photo that is 5 by 8. It fits perfectly in that spot. Or even if you've got smaller photos, 5 by 7, and this is 4 by 6. You can have 2 4 by 6 or 4 by 4s. And I've got 3 by 3s and 2 by 2s. That comes down. Then it comes to this side. And then we fold it over to this side. And that folds out. And that folds out. The middle, we open that way. Yeah, you can. 5 by 7 fits perfectly. You can have 4 by 6. It's a little bit too big, but you can have 4 by 4 and 3 by 3s. And you can have a 2 by 2. That's just some ideas for your photos. And this one opens that way. That one. And this one. I did use clear solid cardstock as well because I didn't have enough of the pattern paper and I wanted to use it all. So that is my easy folio, really easy. This is the papers that I've used for it. I used this for another project that I did, and yes, there's nothing. I've used every little bit of it. I was even planning to use this picture, but it was fine. I was okay. I didn't need to cut into this. This is a graphic 45 Botanical Tea. It is an oldish paper pack. I don't know if this is still available, but I've made 2 projects out of this one. And that is the end for this folio. I really had enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it because this was such an easy one to make. And it's it didn't take me that long to finish the whole folio. I've put that on the side. I've put that at the back, that on the side. And yes, I'm happy with the end results. And thank you so much for spending your time with me. And if you did not subscribe to my channel yet, please subscribe. I will really appreciate that. And gives me the thumbs up. Share, like, comment, all of that above. Until the next one.